What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for another Tottenham update. There's a few bits and pieces of rumours and updates to get through. So let's start off with the first one. The first one is from the Mail Sport. And they say Davinson Sanchez is likely to leave Spurs this summer. Music to all our ears. What do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think he's one of the only centre-backs we might be able to get a decent fee for in the summer. And he's also just been at us for so long now. And I know he's still fairly young, 24, I think he is, so he's still got a bit of time on his side, but he just hasn't progressed anywhere near as much as we had hoped since he joined. He joined as a promising 21-year-old defender, which needed, rough around the edges and needed a bit of ironing out, and he just hasn't improved at all. He's still extremely clumsy on the ball. He's still got no composure. He still gets caught ball watching, and it's one of those where if we do get a good fee, I'm more than happy for him to be shipped out.
Do you think that if a Ten Hag comes and manages us, we'll end up keeping him?
Maybe, because Ten Hag obviously managed him at Ajax, so or did he manage him at Ajax in the final? I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah.
2016. So maybe it's something that Ten Hag knows how to get the best out of him, but it still means we need to sign a centre back who likes to get the ball down and play, because that's how Ten Hag would like to play, if that's possible. So it might be good news for Sanchez, but I'm not 100% convinced at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not convinced with Sanchez in general. We spent so much money on him, 45 million.
Big mistake.
Massive mistake. You've got to say that at the moment. But let's move on. More news about a Tottenham centre-back, and this time it's Ajax are looking to re-sign Tottenham Hotspur defender Toby Alderweireld, and that's from a Voetbal, a publication out in Holland, Voetbal Krant.
So make an offer of Toby for Ten Hag.
Yeah, would you take that?
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, he rolled back the years of the cup final, didn't he?
I thought he was brilliant in the cup final, and I think if a new manager can come in and get a younger centre back next to him who's more reliable, maybe we can still see the best of Toby. I think Toby's at a stage in his career clearly where there are some players who thrive in their mid-30s and stuff like that. I think Toby can still perform at a level, but it's all about managing him at the moment. That's what I think. You can't play him week in, week out and expect top-level performance on a consistent basis. But we've seen this season on various occasions where if you put him in, he can put in top-level performances, but you just can't get too much out of him. So I'm more than happy for Toby to stay and manage his situation, but we still need to sign a centre-back to play alongside him. Yeah,
at the end of the day, Toby, there is question marks and issues with Toby, but in terms of the whole centre-back structure as a whole, Dyer, Sanchez, Rodon and Toby. For me, Sanchez and Dyer that got to get out the door before Toby Alderweireld.
Yeah, exactly. That's what much part of yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Another one from the Mail Sport, and they are saying Tottenham Hotspur are monitoring Celtic midfielder Ismaila Soro. To be honest, I haven't seen him play. I'm not too sure about him.
I don't watch much Scottish football.
Yeah, but do you know anything about him whatsoever?
Not really, no.
No. Well, let us know in the comment section below. What do you know about Ismaila Soro of Celtic, the Celtic midfielder? Let us know in the comment section below for what you've seen of him. If you've been impressed, if you've not been impressed, is he someone that we should be going for? Let me know in the comment section below. As we move on, as RB Salzburg manager Jesse March has rejected Tottenham Hotspur in favour of joining their RB brothers, RB Leipzig, according to Kicker. Is that going to be one that we've missed out on?
Don't know, but
he's obviously done a great job.
Yeah, he was part of that team which obviously took Liverpool to the sword last year in the Champions League, and they will bring through some good players like Haaland and Daka,
and Haaland has actually been very complimentary of him. Yeah,
so I think it always makes sense. He was going to go to Leipzig, I think, with that link there between the two. So it's no surprise there, and it's not a surprise that Spurs were rejected. And in that sense, I think they have that relationship. He was never going to go back on that and join Tottenham. So it doesn't surprise me at all that if it's true that he's rejected us. But another one bites the dust, I guess. So he wasn't really...
Bam. Another one bites the dust.
Yeah, he wasn't really heavily linked, and so it's only just come out really just now that he's supposedly rejected us. So,
and another one that's also a bit in the dust is Brendan Rodgers, as he was talking to Sky yesterday, and Sky understand that Leicester boss is not interested in talking to Tottenham Hotspur over the managerial vacancy. which is not a surprise at all, seeing as the way the two clubs are going. Leicester seem to be only going one way at the moment, especially in the structure of their club and everything that they're doing. It seems though it's a really well-run club at the moment, Leicester City. And Tottenham, unfortunately, the only way we're going is the other way, unfortunately. So it looks as though that's no surprise from Brendan Rodgers, in my opinion.
Yeah, why would he want to come to us when he's got Leicester team believing and playing the way they are and challenging in the top end of the Premier League, where Tottenham are kind of in a mess at the moment? And maybe as a club we have more potential, but we're not that much bigger than Leicester that we can kind of bully our way into getting their manager, I don't feel. And I feel Brendan Rodgers was probably right to stick to his guns and stay at Leicester. And Matt Law was saying on the back of this story from the Telegraph, he put out a tweet saying, 2 years after making a Champions League final and moving into a new stadium, managers are now publicly distancing themselves and from the Tottenham Hotspur job, and it's not attractive for top managers to join. And it's like that, how far we've come in just 2 years, that all of a sudden it's not an attractive proposition for managers to join Tottenham. And he said that all has to fall down to Levy and how we've got into the situation. And I 100% agree. 100% agree.
I couldn't agree more. And it's very, very frustrating. It really is. And now let's move on to some more about the managers. And this one is quite a funny one, as I keep a regular eye on the odds checker to see who the odds are for the next manager at Spurs. And there seems to be quite a lot of movement quite often. And last night there had been an emergence of a new favourite for Tottenham manager, and that was Giovanni Trapattoni. Yes, you heard that right. That is Giovanni Trapattoni, the man that was linked with us, I think, when we got Hoddle in as manager, or around that time anyway. And, he hasn't managed for a very long time. The guy is, how old, Tim?
82.
The guy's 82 years of age, and he was as of last night, favourite to join Tottenham. As of this morning, he's nowhere to be seen in the odds, so I'm not sure what actually happened there last night.
Very strange. He hasn't managed since 2013 when he was manager of Republic of Ireland, so the fact that he's linked with Spurs now is extremely strange. I don't know why that was even considered. It does, if it is a rumour that Tottenham were interested, were even considering that, it just shows how stuck Levy is in 2000. Well, he's still running the club like it's 2008, if that's the case, and it shows how stuck, bad their recruitment or looking for a potential successor is. If there was any truth at all to considering Trapattoni. It's
a weird one, because usually when we get rid of a manager, when we fire a manager, we always have a replacement lined up. We always have a plan.
We're usually talking before to
we
a lot of managers.
We usually have a plan, and we have no plan this time, and it's worrying.
Yeah, it just seems like we sat I guess we have criticised Enoch before, or Levy, for speaking to managers while we still have a manager and being disrespectful. But on the flip side, you do have to have some sort of idea what you're doing when you sack a manager. You can't just sack him on it seems like Mourinho, we just decided on Monday, all right, we're just going to sack him, save some money now, and we'll see what happens, play it out kind of thing. For me, actually having a plan.
For me, it's very similar to the way Arsenal sacked Emery.
Yeah,
it's very similar, just with no plan whatsoever. Our Ryan Mason is there, Freddie Ljungberg. It's all the same, isn't it? Which is it's awful, to be honest. And another similar story, when Trapattoni got removed from the odds, another old face emerged, and that was Frank Rijkaard. This morning, Frank Rijkaard was favourite to take the Spurs job, but now the odds on Frank Rijkaard have completely disappeared. And as well, he's one that hasn't been seen for ages.
Also 2013, managing Saudi Arabia last seen, so that's also 8 years ago. So I don't know what these guys are doing, being even linked to the Tottenham job, and why they're being favoured for even a short period of time. It's very, very odd why these odds are cropping up. It's very strange why these two managers who haven't managed since 2013 are being...
Maybe it's just the betting companies just trying to entice people to bet more, you know what I mean?
South Ramsey next, I reckon.
Maybe Glenn Hoddle, who knows?
Get Glenn Hoddle next.
Look, and the last bit of news we've got to talk about is Football London Awards last night. Harry Kane won Player of the Year. Lamela won Goal of the Year for his goal against Arsenal. And there were some quite interesting Harry Kane quotes. Do you want to take us through them?
Yeah, so he was talking about the individual awards and how it compared, how proud he is of winning these individual awards and things like that. And he said basically, when I look back at the end of my career, I'll go over it and take it in a little bit more. The goal right now is, as a player, is to win team trophies. As much as this award is great, I want to be winning the biggest prizes that there is to offer as a team, and we're not quite doing that. It is one of those situations where it is bittersweet. I would rather be winning team trophies than this award. It is what it is. I'm proud to win it. I mean, it means I have had a good season, so I just got to try and continue what I'm doing. And then he goes on to be asked about what his mission is in terms of what his goal is in terms of beating Alan Shearer. And he says when it comes to individual achievement, I think that is definitely right up there. There have been so many great players over the years in the Premier League. You can name on the top 10 and top 20, think about how many goals the seasons they've played. For sure, if I finish my career as Premier League top goal scorer and hopefully England's top goal scorer, that would be incredible. But it wouldn't feel as good if I didn't if I didn't have a lot of team trophies to go with that. If I didn't have a Premier League or a Euros to go with that. From an individual point of view, of course, that's the end goal, to try and score as many goals as possible and be on top of the charts. But without winning the biggest trophies as a team, it wouldn't feel as good. So look, he's very clear.
Yeah, says it all in front of you there in black and white of the Harry Kane interview.
This is what he wants.
He's much more interested in team honours than he is in individual honours. And at the moment, at Tottenham Hotspur, all he is getting is individual honours. And it doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon, unfortunately.
And also, he's been talking about Jose Mourinho post his sacking again after the League Cup final, saying what an amazing manager he was, a great relationship he had with him, and obviously it didn't work out, which is a shame. But he's managed like some of the best players in the world, and I'm going to take a lot of what he taught me into the rest of my career, and that's what he said. And I think Kane must be looking around the place now and thinking, we have a 29-year-old rookie manager in place. We have no plan going forward. There's a bad relationship now between the fans and the board, which has turned toxic. Like, why would he want to stick around? We're not winning any trophies anytime soon. We're not going to be challenging at the top anytime soon. So why stick around? What is there to stay for when he's been playing at a high level for so long? And also, I thought what was interesting when he says, to get these individual awards, it means I'm having a good season. I just have to keep doing what I'm doing. That kind of, I know it could be a throwaway comment, but it kind of just implies I'm doing my job.
Yeah, and he is.
I'm fine with my level of performance. I'm doing my bit.
It's 100% true.
It's just everyone else.
It's 100% true. And it's 100% true. What can you say apart from that? Harry Kane.
No, I'm not criticising. I'm just saying it. If you read that comment, it's he's not saying I need to do better for the teams. I'm doing my bit, and I've got Player of the Year because I've achieved on the pitch.
Exactly. He's been in a poor team this year, and he's been the best player in the Premier League, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
So
he doesn't deserve to be seventh in the bloody Premier League with the way the player is.
He doesn't deserve to be second even. The guy deserves to be winning the top honours in football. Mm-hmm. And that's the facts of the matter. And unfortunately, I can only see this going one way with Harry Kane. I really can. He made some interesting points about coming into the prime of his career, being in his kind of after 30s.
He said, what did he say? He said, I feel like the prime for a good professional footballer should be early 30s going to mid 30s. There is no reason, if you keep your body in good shape and do the right things off the pitch, that you can't play at the highest level for a long period. There's many examples of top players playing for many years and playing at a high level until their mid to late 30s. That's definitely a goal of mine, to be playing as long as possible, and it is definitely achievable. I'm only 27, so there's still a good amount of years before I even get to that stage, but for sure, I feel like the aim is to play well into my 30s and for as long as possible. Maybe that means there's a chance he could just stay this summer, because him thinking I've still got a fairly amount of years ahead of me. As I think a lot of people around football probably look at footballers and Kane especially and think he's in his prime now, and once he hits 30 he's going to be only downhill from there. But I think Kane isn't that type of player. I think he's going to be one of those players who's fully focused on his looking after his body, looking after himself, being as professional as possible. And I've said all along, I can see him being 33, 34 and still playing at the highest level.
Yeah, I mean, and that can only kind of bode well for us him saying that, because maybe
maybe
he'll see out his contract at Tottenham and then rightfully leave at the end if things haven't got better. So yeah, hopefully that can only mean good things for us, but we'll see how this one plays out. But look, that is your Tottenham update today. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts regarding anything we spoke about today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.